the slot command. I've had a look at the slot command, and I think we've done a lot of the work before, but let's the slot command comes in 5 different types. The overall, center to center, center to point, point arc, and 3-point arc. So we won't spend a lot of time on them because we've covered dimensioning and how to do that. We've covered the circles, so that comes into play a little bit here as well. So we're building on that with the slot command, and then I'll show you an example of the slot command, because you may well be thinking, well, am I going to use it that much? And I'll show you something that I do with it afterwards, which you may not have thought of. So let's have a look at each of these in turn to start with. Let's look at this one first, which is the what we got here, the center to center. The overall one, I should say, isn't it? Now with the overall one, we can get at the slot by going up to the create panel and down to slot, and it's the overall one that we're looking at, but it doesn't really matter because, like the other ones, when we click on it, we can see over here in the options, we've got them all available to us anyway. So with the overall one, it's clicking your first point, which will be this point here, and then you go up to your second point, wherever it might be, and then you extend out that way. Now, of course, let's just backtrack. So we've got it all. Is it again, as in all the other commands? Click. And now we can type in the size if we want to. Tab to go across to the degrees. And then you press enter on the mouse. Whoops. And then you can go the other way as well and type in your new size. So the dimensions that we put in are very similar to what we've done with circles and rectangles and so forth. So the overall one is the overall length that you set, and then you set the width of the slot. So the next one to look at is the center to center slot. Now again, I won't spend a lot of time on this because there's not a lot of point. This center to center is, as it implies, center to center. So again, into slot, center to center, and this time it's that dimension up to that dimension. Again, I'm just going to click with the mouse. You can type in the sizes if you want to, and when you left click, you then can bring it out to what you want, and then left click again to set it. That's the center to center slot. Now we go on to the point arc slot. And the point arc slot is slightly different. Again, down to slot, choose the, where are we? The 3-point arc slot there. And we can go from there to there, which is the length of the slot, and then we can create the arc up there. And then when we've got it, we can then pull it out. I'll do that once more for you. So that's the 1 point. The second point that you can put a size on, type in the size if you want to. Left mouse button, and then drag up to the arc that you want. And then find where you want it. Left click it to set it, and then the width of it. And that's the 3-point arc. Let me just clear the area. And then finally we go on to the center point arc, which is our end one over here. Let me get rid of that a moment out the way. As you can see, you can delete stuff quite easily. So now the center point arc there. This one is slightly different because we're going to create down to slot, center arc. Click on there, up to there, and then we can draw what we want. Click left and then enlarge it. Do that once again for you. Click your center point, go up the distance that you want the arc to be at from the center point, click left click again, pull it all around as far as you want. If you go all the way around, you'll just get a donut. Click there and then pull it out. Now, having finished that, I'll go into something which I've used it for, which might be of interest. And it does touch on something we haven't done yet, which is text, but we'll come to that shortly. There's a slot example. Now, you could draw that with curves. One curve at the top, curve spaced off, and a round bit. This was done with one slot, which is the center one there, and then using the offset command, which again we haven't quite looked at yet. Let me just go into it. So you can see the slot is that one there, and then the offset command to create the outer one, and then we put text in the middle. So what you end up with is that effect, which will give you a tidy locomotive sign, albeit maybe not printable for N gauge, but larger locos, obviously it depends on your printer. But that was done purely with the slot command and nothing else. So the slot command you might think of as a command to do slots in things, but you can also use it for things of that nature where you've got like a nameplate on an engine or those sort of things. It's down to you to work it out. But I think you can see from there, using the slot command for something like that is a lot quicker than trying to draw that sign in a series of curves. And then you just ricochet up one of these, because what we've done with this one is that is the main outline of the slot. So the first offset was done here to create the outer one. Then I done a second offset on the inside and made that a construction line. And then the same with the center one, which is there anyway because it's part of the slot, and that gives you your guideline for your text. We'll come on to add in text later on. And that, I think, finishes the slot command.